Hi, Kitty Pies. It is Lanickia, and I am coming to you with another episode of General Hospital. This is for 3/7/2022, Monday. Okay, so this was a solid episode. There was nothing, that it was a little bit, I guess if you're really into the storylines, certain storylines had excitement for you. But for me, it was just a solid episode. Um, it was just solid. So I'm gonna wrap up Finn and Elizabeth. Um, so Finn and Elizabeth talk, and they're just going over everything, about who could possibly be doing this to her, and they're really kind of leaning towards maybe it's Jake, and she feels like she needs to give him the help that he needs. So they just pretty much come to the conclusion that she needs to focus on her children, and she says she can't focus on her children with no distractions if she's trying to date or do something with Finn, because that is a distraction. So she decides that she's just going to she and Finn are going to be friends, but she's not going to nothing more than that. They're just going to be friends. So that's pretty much the end of, I guess, any type of relationship they were trying to have going. So yeah, that's where we are with Finn and Elizabeth. They're not gonna have a relationship, but he says he's gonna wait for her. But we all know they're either gonna get them back together, or he's gonna end up going back. I actually was kind of liking when I thought it was gonna be something with him and Anna. So I don't know. They switch partners up so much anyways on these soaps. So then we go to Sasha and Brendo. So Sasha and Brendo talk, and she really wants to get married, and he's apprehensive. He says, "Is this about Liam, or do you want to get married?" And she says, "You make me happy, and I just want to be with you. I want you forever. You make me happy." And she wants to get married. The only problem that we see is that they say they're going to wait a little bit, but the only problem that we really see about them being together or may hinder them is that Sasha is again taking another pill. And I was like, you just took one, but she's taking another pill. So that's the problem, is that she's not really dealing with everything that she's dealing with. She's medicating to deal with it. And then just, going through life, which, that's going to catch up to you at some time. And I'm really disappointed. I really wanted to see if they were going to have them, that they kind of gave a happy ending for them, something, but it's just more heartache and pain that you see coming down the road for this couple. And then we see Lucy, Curtis, and Portia. So she's showing the home. The only other person who's really interested in this home is Sonny, and she says Jax has the property, and he's not. He would rather probably give it to them over letting Sonny have it. So Portia and Curtis, excuse me, talk about the property and everything, and he says there's a lot of space. I'm like, no, wait a minute, Curtis. It was a lot of space when y'all were looking at it over the phone, and you were telling her, let's go, let's look for it. But now all of a sudden, when they start talking about family and all that, it's a lot of space. But one of the ways she said they can fill a room is by having like a guest room for Marshall, not something where he could stay with them permanently, but having a space for him so he can come and visit whenever, he would like to. Just our door is always open to you, and of course having a space for um Trina and everything. And so Marshall, just having something for Marshall, but Curtis is kind of apprehensive about this, and she's just like, what? I don't know, do it seem like Curtis didn't get, he was wanting to, I don't know. I just got the vibe that maybe this isn't something he's really wanting to do. He wants to do it, but he when it comes to involve, I don't know. It seemed like to me he wanted to do this a lot more before Jordan showed up. And maybe I'm just reading more into it than I should be, but that's the vibe that I got, that he's not as excited about this as he had been before Miss Jordan came back into town. Because it seemed like he was very hesitant, just talking about it, so much space. Like, sir, you saw how much space it was before y'all went out and saw this house. But I don't know. Y'all tell me what you think. So then we see But Sonny goes and he checks in on Sonny goes and he checks in on Carly, and she tells him Courtney's death is not an excuse for you to come see me. So okay, tell her how you really feel, girl. And he says, listen, we don't have to see each other. we can have somebody exchange the kids for us. You can pick them up. I won't be there. I can pick them up. You won't be there. We could work this out where it's up to you. If you don't ever want to speak to me, talk to me, do whatever with me, we don't have to. And she says, Sonny, it's just too hard to see you right now, is what she's really saying. Like, she's still in love with him. She still loves him, and it's just too hard for her right now. She seen him, knowing they're not together, knowing he's probably been with Nina. It's just too hard. And so Sonny said, we'll do this however you want to do it. And they just decide that they'll work something out for the children. While they're talking, Jordan comes in. So when Jordan comes in, you know, they welcome her back. They have nice little pleasantries about how Carly took over and handled it, so people didn't think that they could just walk in on Sonny's territory when Sonny was away in Nixon's Falls and everything. So Carly and Jordan have respect for each other. Carly says, I'm going to go on back over here and manage the hotel. Sonny says, Jordan, we worked good together when we worked good together. And she was like, yes, but that's in the past. And so now, I'm just letting you know, I'm putting you on notice that, it's a clean slate. Whatever happened before, that, it's a clean slate. Be on your best behavior. He said, I like things spicy. I said, now, wait a minute now. What is this going on between Sonny and Jordan? I don't know if he's trying to, I don't know. I was like, it was the way, I don't know. Maybe it was the acting or something. But I was like, I know they're not going to, he met with Nina. He trying to mess with Nina. But maybe he was just talking about his business. Y'all tell me what you think. Because I read a different vibe from that. But anywho, so then we're going to go to Spencer and Trina. So Spencer is at the gravesite, talking to Courtney when Trina comes up. And when Trina comes up, she's like, Spencer, what you doing? She said, see, this is that privilege I'm talking about. Like, there was no reason for you to be here. Now you just going around. And so he lets her know today's the anniversary of his mother's death. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry about that. But she still says, you could have waited to give her flowers or whatever. But that's that privilege, that entitlement that you feel like you don't have to abide by all the rules. She said, you're in that cushy little prison for 30 days. And, I told y'all in the last video, what kind of prison is he in? Because this is not looking like a prison at all. But she was like, you're only in there for 30 days. You couldn't wait? Like, you couldn't have somebody just do this and come on out and let her know what you were doing or whatever. And then Jordan comes through. This was before she went and saw Sonny. Jordan came through, and Trina, he went to hide because he said, don't tell anybody I'm out or whatever. So Trina was just like, oh, I was on my phone. It's nice seeing you, Jordan. And Jordan was like, it's nice seeing you too, yada, yada, yada. And Jordan moves right along. And then Spencer comes back out, and he's all like, Spencer comes back out and he's all like, you're right, I'm wrong, but I need somebody like you in my life to tell me when I'm being wrong. I appreciate that. And then so she's like, he was like, so what about the gift or whatever? And she said, we'll talk about that when you're out free. But she was getting on him just about being out of prison, doing this little sabbatical out of prison and everything. And he was like, you know what, let me go on and go back. And he told Courtney at her grave that, have I been saying funeral? If so, I meant gravesite. But he told Courtney at the gravesite that he's going to try to be a better person and everything, and she'll be someone she'll be proud of. So he goes back on in to prison, and so that's that with them. Now Jordan is at Mark's graveside, her ex-partners, and she tells them she's putting, she's going to come through and everything's going to be cool now because she's back on. She's not being blackmailed or anything, but she's going to take down. She pretty much says she's going to take down anyone who tries to break the law and all that kind of stuff in prison. She's going to do her job. That's pretty much what she was saying. I'm going to do my job from now on and everything. So that was that. So I guess that's why. I don't know if they're gonna try to do this whole thing with Sonny or not, as far as him, because we all know what his coffee business is. So I don't know if she's gonna be coming for that, but she told him as long as you stay a good citizen, it's all good. Okay. So then we see, okay. So now they go to Joss and Cam, and so they're in the classroom or whatever, and the video is, everybody has it on their phone. It's been emailed out. The boy put it up on the camera. The teacher's like, "Oh my gosh!" And then Cam goes up and just closes the computer. Like, girl, all you have to do is close it. Take that off right now. Stop it. Like, he's like, close your computer. And so the classroom, the professor dismisses the class and everything, and she goes up to Cam and Josh and she tells them, "I'm so sorry. I wish I could have stopped that video sooner, but the guy who put it on the screen will be dealt with." And then she tells them, "But I will say, y'all should be a little more careful about who you email your personal videos out to, if you're going to be making personal videos." And so Josh and Cam are talking because they're both in shock. And he's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this happened. Like, who recorded us? Who would do this?" And I guess he felt like Josh thought he had done it, and he was like, "You're blaming me for you? You think I did this?" And she didn't say anything like right away. But to me, she never really blamed him. She was just confused, and she told him that because they were going at it. Now, if they had been paying attention in the class and not been so shocked, they would have saw Esme little evil self over there cracking herself up because it was funny to her. Like, she was too tickled. And the class is empty at this point. So it's Josh and Cam are just going at each other because they're frustrated and they don't know who did this to them, and they're just trying to figure it out, like who had access to the house, who could possibly want to do this to them. Now they're trying to figure this out. Esme plan is working, but this girl, she can't help herself. She's sitting outside of the classroom door and she is laughing, like she is so tickled by this. And then I think she was about to leave and her backpack dropped off her shoulder or whatever. And so Carly 2.0 comes out there and she's like, "Oh, I knew it was you," or whatever. So they go in the classroom or whatever, and she starts going in on even Cam did. They start going in on Esme, like, "We know it was you because you're the only person that would want to do this. Anytime you apologize for something, it's because you're about to manipulate somebody even more." So they're going in on her, and she's like, "I didn't do this. I don't know why you blaming it on me or whatever." And they're just going back and forth, back and forth. And then she says, "No, you're not going to blame me for this. I don't have a reason that wanted to do this. But what you should do is look into who would want to do something like this or get back at you like this." And then here comes Trina walking in, and they turn around and see Trina. But you're right, Josh. Don't fall for Esme's trickery. You know she did this. Keep that same energy, but I believe she gonna start thinking that Trina had something to do with it and everything. So we're gonna see. And the little Trina, I don't know if I said this on the last video, but Trina is the young lady who plays Trina is actually going to, I believe, UCLA. So another young lady is going to pick up the role on March the 17th, I believe. So, and people already in the comments like, "Oh, I don't want to see her." I'm like, dang, y'all not even giving her a chance. Like, y'all not even giving Jordan a chance. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just like, all you could do is give him a chance. Jordan, you got another month, and then we're gonna see see how we like you in this role. But I mean, they gotta replace the people. If the person doing it doesn't want to do it, they gotta replace them. So that was General Hospital today, guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow.